about that.
Well, you know one place you're never going to find a Ginla or Horton or Campbell or Sagan?
Would that be the police blotter?
That indeed would be the police blotter, folks, and we have an active one this time around.
Gee.
We don't have to go far to start this one, my friend. North Attleboro, Massachusetts. Late last month, Patriots tight end Aaron Hernandez was arrested and taken into custody by police who are investigating the homicide of semi-pro football player Odin Lloyd, who was found shot to death execution style about a half mile from Hernandez's residence. Later in the day, the former Patriots tight end, as he had been quickly released by the team after the handcuffs were slapped on him, he was arraigned and charged with murder and 5 gun-related charges. Since then, he's spending his time in a 7 by 10 square foot cell at the Bristol County House of Corrections, where he was told he can't get married either. I don't know what he was thinking about that one.
What's she thinking?
Yeah.
My him.
So that's a lot less space than the 70,000 square foot home he had been living in Attleboro. And I don't know if he thought, you know, he and his bride-to-be were going to have a function room down at the Bristol County House of Corrections. Who are we going to get for an usher? Matt Light's out, that's for sure. Tebow, I don't know.
Maybe.
Call DJ Gary Titus or Mike Janet to see if they'll come and pass the security check. So as more time passes, though, about Hernandez, more details are coming out. He's now maybe involved in a double homicide.
Right.
He also shot a guy in the eye in a strip joint in Florida. And I just want to tell you kids out there, if you're going to go to strip joints, don't shoot people in the eye. It'll come back to haunt you. Good God Almighty.
Once again, good knowledge that these young kids should know.
I try to help. As an adult, it's my responsibility to impart some knowledge.
Yes, it is.
So Aaron Hernandez gets deeper and deeper into this quagmire of just sordid behavior. I don't recall former Bruins defenseman and now NHL Network commentator Aaron Ward murdering people. Do you?
Not at all. Not at all.
Absolutely not.
Once again, when it comes down to the police blotter, it just amazes me that these guys, even college kids, which have made the blotter before,
well, stay tuned.
Have the opportunity to have this much money in front of them, yet
how much?
This much money in front of them, right on the table, right there, and they just can't behave. It's amazing.
Okay.
It's amazing.
This just in from Nebraska. Patriots defensive end Alfonso Denard was arrested 2 a.m. this morning on suspicion of DUI. Now he's already on 2 years probation and he'll have to serve 30 days in jail next year because he's already been convicted on a felony assault charge outside of a Lincoln bar 2 years ago when he assaulted a police officer.
You get to pick when you can go?
Evidently you can do that in Nebraska. So what were you going to pick for your time?
I was going to pick sometime around 2048, 49.
Yeah.
That'd be all right?
I'll go with 2062. I'll be 101 then.
There you
Do what
go.
you want with me. So Denard's the most recent Patriot to be arrested, Alfonso Denard. I don't remember Alfonso Iafrate being arrested when he played for the Bruins. Do you?
Let me ask you a question. Has there been anything out of Foxborough about that? Is he still a team member?
Evidently so.
Okay, I guess it has to be murder before you get it.
Washington. Indianapolis Colts safety Joe Lefeged was released from jail.
What was his name?
Lefeged. Lefged, I don't know. He was released from jail recently following his arrest in Washington on a gun possession charge. During a traffic stop, police said they found a semi-automatic pistol in the car in which he was riding. The police also smelled what appeared to be marijuana and found an open bottle containing vodka and orange juice in the car's center console. I don't see what's wrong with having a Smirnoff
extra dry martini.
Screwdriver in the car. Now, Lefeged was charged with carrying with a licensed pistol outside the home, which is a felony. Police say the convertible had been pulled over in Northeast Washington just after midnight for speeding, and because a backseat passenger was standing upright in the car. A car drove away but nearly struck the officers who had surrounded the car. Lefeged and another passenger took off, but they were all caught later. The gun was purchased for $900 this year, and it was in plain view beneath the passenger seat. It was loaded with 1 round in the chamber and 12 in the clip.
Jeez.
A Colt spokesman said the team would have nothing more to say because it is a pending legal matter. So Joe Lefeged in trouble for carrying a gun around. Joe Thornton. Never heard of that from him when he was in Boston, do you?
Not at all. Nope.
All right, same league. NFL, Cleveland Browns rookie linebacker Asar Walcott has been charged with attempted murder after he allegedly punched a man in Passaic, New Jersey. The Browns later released Walcott. Now, according to police, Walcott punched Derek Jones in the head outside of a gentleman's club early one morning Another thing for you kids, if you're going to go to strip clubs, don't punch people in the head either, okay?
Excuse me, I think they refer to that as a gentleman's club?
Yeah, yeah,
right.
okay. Well, you would know. You had plenty of time in Blush down in Pittsburgh, didn't you?
Was that the name of it?
So Walcott was charged with first-degree attempted murder, second-degree aggravated assault, and third-degree endangering an injured victim. He turned himself into police, and his bail has been set at a cool $500,000. The Browns signed him as an undrafted free agent and said they were aware of the situation. So this comes too after being suspended 2 years ago when he was arrested at James Madison University. So Asar Walcott may have just thrown his career out the window. I don't remember Mike Walton doing this when he played for the Bruins, do you?
No. Now, was he a two-time police blotter?
Yeah.
Report, yeah.
Maryland's running back Wes Brown was suspended from the program after his arrest on Wednesday, the school announced. He was arrested for second-degree assault on an officer, misdemeanor theft, and illegal use of wiretapping. He had been questioned by the police in Baltimore, swung and missed, then pushed an officer and bolted. The illegal wiretapping charge was because he decided to record the conversations he was having with police with his cell phone. That's illegal. 5 years prison sentence if convicted, $10,000 fine. Yep. So Brown started 2 games last season, and he was one of their leading rushers. And you know, this kid Wes Brown just is getting himself into all kinds of trouble. Do you remember Dave Brown with the Philadelphia Flyers?
Yes.
Did he ever do anything like that? No, he didn't.
No.
Now, finally, a hockey player makes the police blotter.
Uh-oh.
But he's a victim, eh?
Oh.
Swedish police have arrested 3 men after Winnipeg Jets defenseman Tobias Enstrom was assaulted and robbed in his hometown of Örnsköldsvik in Sweden recently. A witness told the Örnsköldsvik Allehanda newspaper that he saw Enstrom taking money out of an ATM, and when the witness came back 5 minutes later, he was lying on the ground with a cut in his forehead, an upper body injury.
Yeah.
Apparently, he was out for dinner with his family, went to pick up the check, but had to get some money, and he was assaulted. He's fine. He had a minor cut above the eye, and he's just putting it all behind him. So the police in Sweden said 3 men were in custody following the attack. No word yet on any of those in custody might be in the NFL.
Wow. Makes sense. Would take 3 Swedes, though.
Georgia sophomore kicker Marshall Morgan was arrested recently and charged with boating under the influence.
Wow.
According to police, Morgan admitted to drinking and agreed to a field sobriety test. He had a substantial enough amount of alcohol to make an arrest. He was charged with operating a watercraft under the influence. He did play in all 14 games as a freshman last year, and I don't recall any of Jerry York's boys doing this at Boston College. There was a kicker years ago, though, who...
Oh, I know where you're going.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, though. Does he have to swim a straight line?
I don't know. I don't know what they do on that. Here's a guy we've talked about before. Former NBA player Gilbert Arenas was pulled over for speeding by the California Highway Patrol in the wee hours of the morning recently, and he was subsequently placed under arrest after he was found with more than 20 boxes of fireworks in his pickup truck. Arenas was clocked at 80 miles an hour at 2:30 in the morning, and officers immediately noticed the fireworks sitting in the bed of the cab and in the truck, the bed and cab of the truck. Arenas reportedly had enough fireworks that the LAPD bomb squad had to be called to investigate this. He was a 3-time All-Star. He missed, remember, most of the 2009-10 season when he was with the Wizards after he was found to be in violation of NBA and DC handgun violations because he reportedly had handguns in the locker room.
Right.
He did have a problem with teammate Jarvis Crittenden. Threats were exchanged, guns were pulled out. He pleaded guilty to that and was spending time at a halfway house. So Gilbert Arenas, still at it, getting in trouble.
Another 2-time police blotter.
Tom Gilbert, former BU defenseman. Never hear of him on the police blotter, do we? Here's a name from the past. Former big leaguer Milton Bradley, sentenced to 960 days in jail and must perform 400 hours of community service for abusing his estranged wife. He's appealing the sentence, remains free on a $250,000 bond. He was a 12-year veteran of the majors, never spent more than 3 seasons with one team. And he's faced up to 7.5 years in jail after he was found guilty of 9 misdemeanor counts, including 4 counts of spousal battery, 1 count of assault with a deadly weapon.
4 counts?
4 counts. And he also threatened and attacked his wife 5 times in 2011 and 12. In one incident, he pushed his wife against the wall and choked her after she asked him to stop smoking marijuana in front of the children. Unbelievable.
What do you want me to tell you?
Unbelievable. And lastly, former Texas Tech running back Ronnie Daniels showed some promise in his first season in Lubbock, but he was dismissed after multiple team rules violations. That bizarre fall continued with a recent arrest that's among the most bizarre we've ever had on the police blotter.
No way.
When he was found naked in a strange woman's home in Albuquerque. Recently, a mother and her daughters came home and found Daniels walking around naked in the house. They screamed at him and asked him to leave the bathroom. He was caught by police. He later told them he felt quite comfortable in the house, as though he belonged. He went upstairs to take a bath, put on the radio, put the clothes in the hamper. He even used their electric razors. He tried convincing the woman he lives there and that they had children together. And he's facing burglary charges now. One of the best high school players in New Mexico high school history. So all I can say, haven't we all at one time or another shown up at a stranger's house naked? So that is the police blotter.
Use the razor.
We need to close things up pretty quickly. We do want to show you one more video that the Bruins put together.